evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Netters Network Thursday Things. I've got a little bit of a sore throat today, and my guest is a little under the weather, so you got two sickies on here today. Joining me, of course, is my co-host, you know him as the love of my life, that guy at the end of the bar, Trifid Jelly. How you doing tonight, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
I'm hanging in there, and I'm having just a straight on lemonade.
I am having still Meyer brand sparkling water berry flavored. It is not a sponsor stream, but they should sponsor me for all the berry water I drink.
Yep, there you go.
Before we introduce our very special guest, let me say hello to the chat. Of course, in first was Lady Myst with her pretty hearts and flowers at 6:30 p.m. Wow. Followed very closely behind by Connie Cleary at 6:53. So everyone was eager to be here today. And then, of course, our very special guest was here saying hello to the ladies. Then there's that Netters person saying hello to, that guy she likes.
Right.
Let's see, JPRPH1, how you doing, sweetie? Big Al Presents, how you doing, sweetie? I don't think I said hello to you properly in my regular chat, so I need to make sure I put you in there. Because I always say hi to my sweeties. And I just spelled your name Big La instead of Big Al.
Big La.
It's like, hey, I didn't mention I have a sore throat, so I am a little bit under the weather. You can hear it sound a little gravelly. Okay, let me get back to saying hello to my peeps. Then there are great English here. Then there's that last call, guys, saying there's a lot of chatter already. You folks are Osmo. Curtis Selby, join us in the chat. How you doing, sweetie? Did I say JPRPH1? Saying hello to the chat. DJ Play Nice. Yes, we all need to play nice tonight. How you doing, sweetie? Deleted Scenes giving us his salute. How you doing, sweetie? I know I saw somebody else. FKHC 2005, also known as Tim. How you doing, sweetie? Is that Big Al? I think I got everybody. So, my streamer asked me if I want to hide the current comment. I'm like, what comment? And I was like, that's not my banner, because my banner is telling you that the link to, well, actually, it's the link to our guest's book is pinned to the top, but the link to his channel I know is in the chat, and it should also be below in the comments. But our guest is an author. He has a book out called The Farvithian Chronicle. We're going to find more out about that, as well as our guest. And our guest is seriously undersubbed. So please make sure that you go over to his channel. Troy, could you drop the link again, please? Make sure you go over to his channel and you hit that sub, and also hit the notification bell, because he's got a lot of content, but he is so seriously undersubbed. So I know that all y'all are going to go over there and you're going to subscribe to him to find out all about him. He does a lot of gaming stuff and like gaming news. So you gamers out there, like Boomer, if you're hanging around, go check him out. But without further ado, let me introduce you, Farvithian. How you doing, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
Well, just recently I was sipping on some beef broth installation here.
Understand why? Absolutely.
Sounds really delicious right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, our guest is a little under the weather, so we may have to cut this a little short, just so everyone's aware, but we'll do what we can while we've got him. So, you have a book out called The Farvithian Chronicle. Tell us a little bit about that and what inspired you to write this book.
Well, I'm usually a little more boisterous than this, like you said. having a little trouble with my voice. So,
Understood.
when I got out of the service, my wife and I moved out to North Carolina because she was still active duty, and we had some friends from the base that lived in our neighborhood, and we used to get together to do tabletop gaming. Excuse me. We started out doing D&D, then we got into Pathfinder, and then we got into another setting called Palladium Fantasy. And we had a campaign we'd been doing for about, 5 years, I think. 5 or 6 years, this same campaign went on. And when we lost some of our players and the campaign... Sorry about that. When the campaign finally ended, my brother and a friend of ours was like, you could make a story out of that, if you made some changes. I didn't think too seriously about it. But then I got really bored and I was talking to this artist friend of mine. And she's like, hey, I kind of like those centaur characters of yours. Because the two main characters is a centaur sorceress and a werewolf hunter turned mercenary. That one's not a centaur. But the story focuses on... Oof, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm going to stop apologizing for that. That's a bad habit.
Yeah, just keep hydrating because that'll help your throat.
True. Where's my coffee? Here it is. Sorry about that. Lost my train of thought. The sorceress, the mercenary, and 3 members of her family, which would be her aunt and her 2 cousins, escape this raid on their kingdom by this massive army that they have no idea who they are. And so it focuses on them during and before, during, and after fleeing, the destruction of their entire homeland. And from there, the story's focused on the group of them trying to discover who did this, why did they do it. Because to the best of their knowledge, their kingdom was small and it didn't have any outstanding enemies. Certainly nobody who would have raised an army against them. The level of technology is, at least to their knowledge, fairly basic. They have a handful of black powder rifles and crossbows for the wall guards, and most everyone is using swords, maces, and then, basic armor. So... at one point, when the best can be described as a land-based battleship basically rolls up alongside of the walls of their kingdom and starts shelling them. So now they're realizing they're faced with not only a group they have no idea, but technology they've never seen before.
Oh, interesting.
And there's a few different little plot twists in the first first book as it goes on. Let me take a drink real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Take your time.
Totally understand. If there is anyone here in the chat who has never, ever been sick and can't sympathize, go ahead and speak up. I'd like to know where you get your antibodies from.
Yeah. Ow. Anyway. So in the first book, the main cast is Meriden, who is the centaur sorceress. Grayston, who is the former werewolf hunter who became a mercenary. Then you have Meriden's cousin, Dellen, who was a lieutenant in the guard for their kingdom. His mother, Captain Kyrith, who was the captain of the guard. And then her daughter, which would be Deshana, and she was a ranger for the guard. And those are the ones that escaped. Now later on, they make a couple of other allies. They end up bringing in, well, he kind of invites himself, one of the commanders of the mercenary army that actually attacked their homeland. And an elf who they can't quite figure out because she kind of just keeps inviting herself along. Pardon me. It it stays fairly consistent, but I'm careful not to give too much away too early in the story. So it's implied that there is one enemy. By the time of the end of the book, it's implied there may be two or three involved. And as it goes on, they are kind of meeting them and kind of figuring out who may be where in terms of the hierarchy of what's been arrayed against them. Now, I would be curious if either of you had any specific questions.
I don't have any specific ones, but the book does sound interesting, so it might be one of those ones I got to pick up and read. I mean, my husband can tell you, I turned our front room into a library because I love books.
My wife too.
It's like, I also understand that you're going to be coming out with another book soon.
Yes, I'm in the final edit of the sequel. It's going to probably be a 3-part series.
Oh, okay. And you have like the title and the storyline pretty much together for the third book as well?
I've got the basic outline, at least for the beginning of the third book. I know who's involved and where it's going, but I need to outline more of it once I finish this one. There are basically 4 major villains. By the time of the end of the second book, all but 2 of them have been dealt with, and the final book focuses on the last 2.
Okay. So it's going to be like rounding it out so that it all what's the word I'm looking for?
I'm not sure where you're going with that. I'm going to need another word.
Yeah, you know how it ties it up neatly.
Oh, yeah, the resolution.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's like, yeah, so it's like I like it when storylines kind of tie in together like that, and you get the resolution of everything going on. There's no loose ends.
As one example, one of the villains introduced earliest, which is this witch they meet during the invasion, she isn't actually completely dealt with until the end of the second book.
Oh, okay. So we got something to look forward to there.
So I noticed Nate is saying, Farvithian, you should try a spoonful of honey and hot water with lemon. It should help you. Yeah. Netter highly recommends honey, lemon, and ginger.
Like candy ginger or ginger root.
Yep.
There's a recipe I often give out. Basically, you take like a mason jar and you put in alternating slices of lemon, which I do in fourths. So I don't do the circle. I'll do like fourths, so then you can get a little bit more in there. And then I used candy ginger and pile that all in there. Then I just pour honey over the whole mess, and so every nook and cranny is filled. If you can, leave it in your fridge for like a day so the juices can kind of mix together. But if you want to use it right away, you still can. Just make sure you get some of that lemon, some of that ginger, and put it like in tea with the honey. It really helps your throat. It also opens you up. So if you're a little stuffed up, the ginger helps open you up. It's really wonderful. It's all natural, and you know what's in it. So no extra things that shouldn't be in there that aren't necessarily healthy for you. It helps my sore throat when I have it. It also, like I said, will open you up if you're a little stuffed up. So yeah, I swear by this stuff. It's my winter go-to, but it seems like I've got a summer cold now because my throat is hurting.
Yep.
Well, if you'll pardon me, permit me to blight the screen with my physical presence, I'll actually show something here.
Yeah.
Sure.
I look terrible right now. Forgive me.
Okay,
Also, my cat's decided he wants to be in the scene.
Oh, that's always good.
Kitty! I love kitties.
But this is the cover of the book. This is the hardcover. There is an ebook version, but
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I was trying to figure out how to
there
do
we
solo layout.
Yep.
Awesome. I like the artwork on that. Did you
and
draw
then
that
this.
or someone
No,
else?
I have an artist that I commissioned for these covers.
I like that.
This is not a small book.
No, that's a pretty beefy book. Yeah.
Just to
Nice.
give you an
Those are the best
idea
kind.
of the text size as I lose my bookmark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I have to ask. What's Kitty's name?
Oh, that's Jet behind me.
Hi, Jet.
Hey, Jet.
Completely
Jet.
being ignored.
Yeah, he's like, whatever.
It's like,
Boy.
yeah, whatever.
There
Hey, kid, Jet. Hi,
you
Jet.
go, buddy. He just decided he needs to perch on the back of my chair.
It's like people on stream love to see the kitties. It's like you see a kitty, it's like kitty. Delete scenes and said kitty. Kitty. Yeah, there's a friend of mine, Maria with T and Tally. She will.
There we go.
Oh wait, how do I get us back again to our layout? Exit. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Her cat will sometimes come into interview when she's streaming, and we're all like, kitty. Yeah, love the kitty. Curtis says books look cool. So yeah, so I mean it looks amazing. So I know Troy's going to be buying me soon.
One of our favorite issues with the cat is when we're trying to record something excuse me, for the channel, he decides he needs to start singing in the background.
Hey, he's giving ambiance. Now, when I went to Amazon and clicking on the link that is on your YouTube channel, it was for ebook. It also comes in hardcover, as you've just shown, correct?
Yep.
Correct.
Okay,
Over on the
awesome.
right hand side, you switch between them, but don't do that
Ah.
because I just hit place your order.
Oops.
No, not whoops. Just if she hits it herself, she'll have ordered a second copy.
Oh, okay. Well,
fair
I had
enough.
something else in the cart, so I think you just ordered something else that I wasn't necessarily wanting to order yet. That's okay. I can always return it.
No, I did not.
Oh,
I
okay.
just ordered the book.
Okay, so there's still something in there that's about $18 in the cart?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I hadn't decided if I wanted it, but I didn't want to lose it, so I stuck it in the cart.
Okay, fair enough.
That's the way women shop. We'll put things in the cart, and then it's like, okay, do I really want this? And we start deleting things that are like, nah. after
With
we thought
Amazon,
about
you
it.
can bypass the cart. If you have something that you want, you could just
Wish
order
list it.
or buy now,
Yeah.
and it just bypasses the cart.
Well, that's true. But sometimes it's like I want to make sure that I'm actually getting it Prime, which is free delivery,
Yeah.
rather than buying it from a person where sometimes you have to pay. And I don't pay for shipping. Not on Amazon.
So Farv, tell us a little bit about the channel. You basically have a gaming channel.
Right. You're
What are some of your favorite games?
My brother and I have a series of, excuse me. Well, there's a buddy of mine, Phoenix, from Australia. We started out doing the Sniper Elite games in online co-op.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had an issue where he couldn't do it anymore because of technical issues. So my brother picked up one of the other ones with me.
Mm-hmm.
Some friends also play Guild Wars 2 with me on there. We've got a whole bunch of episodes of that.
Mm-hmm.
We've got, let's see, Rise of the Ronins on there, which is it's a action game set during the Edo period of Japan. We've got a few Japanese RPGs on there. We have a lot of games from this series called Earth Defense Force, which is this weird, cheesy sci-fi game where you literally fight giant alien bugs.
That just sounds fun.
We do a little bit of everything. We occasionally do like discussion stuff on there. It's usually involving tabletop miniature stuff, although a lot of that has moved over onto my brother's channel. Occasionally we still talk about it on mine. Or sometimes we'll talk about if there's something really egregious in gaming that has, some effect on us personally, that we know about it.
Awesome.
We do one thing we do every October is we do something called the Ween stream, and that's we just do horror games during October on our stream days.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like on in October, generally, like on my stream in Big Al, when we do our movie nights, we try to do them horror themed because October horror.
Yeah.
Just like in December, we do Christmassy stuff. So yeah. I was just going to see if there was any. Oh, I'm not in comments anymore. Where's my comments? There we go. I was just looking to make sure that I hadn't missed any questions. Oh, hello, Adega, another author.
Speaking of authors we've had on the channel.
Yes, Adega is also an author.
Oh heavens, no! I'm not going to give them any money.
Who?
I had someone ask me for any plans to stream Star Wars Outlaws. Nope, no. Ubi's not getting no more of my money. I haven't bought an Ubi game in a while.
That's funny. That is funny.
Okay, my lovely peeps, our special guest has started off with 618 subs. We're now at 620. Let's see how high we can get him tonight. I know all of you lovelies are going to go over there and give him a lovely little subscription there, so that or sub. Yeah, sub is short. Subscription is short. Sub. Yeah, I can't talk. Sub is short for subscription. Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
my brother.
I think like
my brother has a
and stuff.
standing. My brother's a standing bargain with our subscribers anyway.
Subscriber. That's the word I wanted.
Yeah.
You're going to be subscribers.
He has a standing thing on our channel where every time we hit 100 subscribers after 500, he has to play Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, there you go. Well, you're at 622 now.
Nice.
Awesome. See, my lovelies always come through. They love encouraging my guest. 623. They love encouraging my guests, and because they're encouraging my guests, they also encourage me, and I absolutely adore them about that. Adore that about them because they're Osmo. Yes, I did explain to our guest what Osmo meant.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, all of my lovelies in the chat are totally Osmo. They are the biggest cheerleaders, always willing to encourage my guests, one another, panel. They encourage everybody. They're so wonderful. So, yeah, it's like, it sounds like you've got a very full channel. You not only do gaming, but you also do gamer news, you had mentioned to me.
Occasionally. I don't do reviews too often, normally, because I don't, have the time. But I do have 2 game reviews on the channel right now. And I have a third one that I'm thinking about working on here soon.
Okay.
But those are kind of very, very spotty as when those come out. Mostly just because there's a lot of time that has to be spent on those because they're completely scripted and I have to put everything together a certain way.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I have an Earth Defense Force 6 review on there because that had just come out recently. And that one took me like 2 weeks to finish that.
Oh, wow. I also want to say hello to David Working, who has just joined us. And David, I don't know if you know my guest, but my guest is an author who has one book out, one book about to come out, and one in the planning stages. The first book is called Farvithia Chronicle. And you can get that on Amazon. That is pinned to the top of the chat, so you can go check that out. And if you haven't already, please go over to his channel and give him a sub.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Like I said, you are seriously undersubbed. For the amount of content that you have, you are seriously undersubbed. I thought I saw a question. Oh, no, just people saying hi to each other.
Yeah, the channel started almost as a joke, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, did it?
After I got out of the Army, especially after my wife did and we had moved back to Texas again, I had no idea what to do with myself. And I hadn't started working on the book quite yet.
Uh-huh.
And we used to watch a couple YouTube channels, and my brother joked that we should start a channel Horror's a possibility. Sci-fi, I don't know. I had a draft for a sci-fi film at one point, and then an ex of mine destroyed like every copy of it.
Oh,
So I don't know if I'm coming back to that or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the fantasy one is the one I'm kind of trying to hard focus on so I can get the whole story finished.
But you know, the 628 subscribers, that's not bad. You are well into the 2/3 you know, towards that coveted 1,000 goal. So,
Yep.
you know,
So far we've got 10 new subscribers for our guests. If there's anyone in the chat who has not yet subbed, please go over to our guest's channel and hit that. I was just hit the thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button.
well, yeah, I mean, while you're there, maybe, you know, hit the
Yeah.
thumbs up on a couple of videos, but, you
And
know.
hit the notification bell so you never miss a vid. Kurosawa
And-
said that he subbed. Thank you so
We
much,
appreciate that.
Kuros.
Just
My
drop
brother
it
and
again,
I,
just
yeah, okay.
make it convenient for you guys.
It's because it's not pinned to the top because we have the book pinned.
Well,
up there.
yeah, because you also want to
Yeah.
subscribe to that book as well, or subscribe.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you're buying into the first book in a trilogy, I guess that's like subscribing, right?
Nate, I don't know what you're referring to. Did I miss something?
Oh, he said the X that
Oh.
destroyed his.
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
No,
I'm sitting there going,
yeah, gamers and collectors and geeks.
Yeah.
We have a strong feeling when our stuff gets ruined.
Yeah. I mean, everyone knows I'm Troy's enabler.
Yeah.
Because otherwise he wouldn't have half the Star Wars stuff he has hanging around the house here. Taking up the bar with the barge. And we have a little console next to the television with the Razor Crest.
And later this week, we're going to be moving Slimer into the guest bedroom. Not
Like-
kidding.
Yeah, it's
My,
5 feet tall.
Yes.
My little desk right here is crowded with both my computers, 2 different models of Gigan from Godzilla, the ED-209, and some Star Wars figures.
So, bit of a Godzilla fan. What did you think of the most recent offerings, like -1 and?
I need to go see -1. I didn't have
Okay.
much interest in Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah, I get you. I totally
Real
understand.
quick, I want to say hi to H Boomer. How you doing, sweetie? And since you're just joining us, you should know that our guest is not just an author, but he also does gaming. So I figured that would be an interest of yours. So if you want to just pop on over to his channel and hit that subscribe button, I'm sure he'd appreciate it. I know I would.
Moving Slimer. Yeah, it's a Halloween. What is it? I think it's like Halloween costume store. Was that what it was?
Could be.
Yeah, Halloween costumes
It's
is the
5
name of the
feet
shop.
tall.
It's a literal life size Slimer. It's got sound effects. You know.
Now keep in mind, I'm 5'4".
Yeah.
This thing is only 4 inches shorter than me.
Oh,
But I mean, it was necessary. I mean, we've already got the full outfits and kit, and we got the what do you call it? The proton packs. We got the
PKE meters.
PKE
we got
meters.
the traps.
We've got the traps actually on the way from Hasbro. So yeah, we pretty much we needed Slimer, to complete the ensemble.
Are we going to be taking him to conventions if we go to any?
Possibly, yes, very very possibly.
You could carry him.
Actually, I was seriously. What I could do is I could get some good high resolution footage of him and turn him into a projectable, type of thing.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, so definitely check out his channel. Definitely check out his book. The book is linked at the top. He's got a second book coming out with a third one possibly tickling the back of his mind
It's
there.
in planning stages.
And is there anything else that we need to promote tonight, Farv? That we didn't bring up yet?
These are really difficult to answer questions sometimes.
Yeah, I know. When you're not feeling well, you're not super focused. I get
That's
that.
the worst
but-
part is when I actually go to answer and I start to cough. I'm like, thanks, that's
Yeah.
helpful.
I get it. I get it. That's
Okay,
right.
I'm going to interrupt for a second. We are
Okay.
at 6:29. Can we get one more to
Is there
get to
anybody
6:30?
out there who hasn't
Just
subscribed
one.
yet to Farvithian Guard that
You know
one more
something?
subscriber?
Me? I thought I was subscribed to one.
See, that's
I
why
am
we always say
6:30.
when you think that you're subscribed, double check.
Because I
That's
just looked, I'm like, how come the subscribe button isn't checked?
there you
I
go.
am number 630. But hey,
So
you know,
are
if y'all
at
want to make it more than that,
630
that's cool too.
subscribers. There you go. It was a profitable evening, and you got at least one book sale tonight. So it was definitely.
David, to answer that
Yeah.
question, I kind of start from notes. Like when I finished the first book, I kind of started making some basic notes of how I wanted the second one to start from there. So I don't really do a complete outline. I make my basic notes and then develop from there. Ooh, jeez, I sound terrible.
Oh, you're fine. You sound fine. Okay, so starting with some notes, and then you go on from there to build a story and bulk it up.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like actually a really good plan. It's probably what
Because I try to keep my continuity straight. So, excuse me.
Well, that makes sense. You want to keep everything straight. You want to make sure that your continuity is there, because otherwise
Right.
it's like, you know, if you say, oh, your main character is a brunette, and then later on in the book she's blonde, it's like, okay, wait, what happened here?
Oh, editing. Oh, jeez. These books take around 2 years to finish because I edit as I write.
Oh, okay.
And then once I've wow.
Take
And
your
then
time.
once I've gotten to the end, I go back to the very beginning. I do a final edit where I go through everything again.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I do that even when I'm just writing like a letter or something. I'll write it, go back, edit, read through the whole thing again, edit more, and then I'll send it. Because it's like, you know, sometimes like, oh, you know, that doesn't really work, or that's an awkward sentence, or, you know, this kind of trailed off here somewhere. I lost the thread of what I was trying to say. So, yeah, I totally get that.
It helps. Ooh. I also maintain a folder of reference materials and basic information to make sure I can reference the names of towns or characters or locations so I don't get them mixed up later.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because you don't want to be calling the town one thing and then later on calling it something else, and then your reader's like, wait, wasn't it this other name before? Did they go someplace else? You know?
Yeah. What made me say it's done? I had my wife and one of my friends read through it because they knew I'd be too picky to decide it was finished.
Oh, I totally get that. We've had friends of ours ask us to read their books, and make notes, edit. And there was one series that I read for someone where something just wasn't making sense. So I did a comment on the side saying, "Are you trying to say something like this? Because this isn't making a lot of sense here. But if you're trying to do this, then I could see it making more sense. You just need to add, more to it."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, yeah." He goes, "I totally missed it. I started worrying something, got distracted."
That makes sense. I have a couple people that I trust to actually read through my stuff as I'm going through it to double check there's anything they don't think makes sense or if there's something they think that I should change.
Yeah, there's a friend of ours that wrote these really fantastic books. He's working on his third one now, and in I believe it was the second book, he's talked about the main character Marcus, wearing loafers. But then
Yeah.
there's a scene where he's running and he stops to tie his shoe.
Oh.
And so I said to him, like, wasn't he wearing loafers? How is he tying his loafer? And he goes, oh gosh, I totally didn't think about that. So he changed it for future printing so that either the loafers were tie shoes or whatever.
Yeah,
So,
when I did the first print of the first book, I actually had to stop it and then repost the whole thing to have it reprinted because I noticed there were some issues I hadn't caught the first time. That's why the editing's been so much more exhaustive on the second book. So I didn't have to actually do it that way again.
yeah, I mean, I understand that you could be your own worst critic too. It's like, should I be saying this here, or should I be wording it more like this, or should I be saying this, or is this part even necessary? Oh, I kind of want to leave this in, but I don't, and then you go back and forth, and it's just like, okay, wait, I just need somebody else to look at this and decide for me, and then move on from there. And if they say this works, then it works, and,
What books inspired me? That's a little trickier because it was inspired by a tabletop miniatures game. In terms of anything else, I'd say I was actually most inspired by the old Shining Force tactical games on the Sega Genesis.
oh,
Wow.
okay. Wow, yeah, that's a throwback for me.
There you go.
But folks, I think before I get worse, I'll probably go ahead and have us cut it short for me. I know you normally go for an hour, but
That's
No,
okay.
that's totally fine. We had warned everyone that you might be cutting it a little short because you're not feeling well. I've got a sore throat myself, so I'm trying not to talk so much.
I was honestly afraid I wasn't going to be able to make it. I was doing everything I could to make sure I could make it in.
No,
Oh.
you're good. Thank you so much for. Yeah,
Boomer
see,
says he
Boomer
loves
knows.
Shining Force.
Yeah, Boomer knows from whence you speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can. Yeah, unless any last thoughts, any last words before you go, and then you can drop, and we'll close out the show.
If anybody out there takes a look at the book, I hope you enjoy it. And likewise with the channel, we don't do any major monetization stuff. We don't have ad revenue. My brother and I did it as a joke, and once we realized people were actually having fun with it, we wanted to focus on making stuff that people would enjoy watching.
Yeah.
So,
Cool. Well, it looks like we are ending with 630 subs. So thank you, all of my lovely people in the chat.
we appreciate it.
Yep.
As I said, they are totally Osmo. They are so encouraging. Yeah, I just love these people. Because I say at the end of my streams, they're not friends. They're family.
Yeah.
And they really are. So if you've got just a minute, we're going to go through... Actually, you don't even need to stay on. You go take care of yourself.
Yep.
We'll do our wrap-up. And I would love to have you back on when your second book is being released.
Yep.
I'd love to do that. I would love to do that.
Okay, yeah, just keep in touch with me on Twitter. DM me when it's getting close to being released. I'll put you on as a guest, and then we can help promote that.
Yep.
All right. And David, if I come back on, I'd be glad to answer some more of those questions when I'm feeling better. I'm sorry about that.
I appreciate all the questions David's been asking.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, leave them wanting more. That's the way. That is the way. Marketing
Oh,
101.
hi, Sassy.
Thanks, everybody, for having me on. I'm glad I was able to actually make it, and I appreciate the chance to pop up.
Sure. Like I said, try
Absolutely.
the honey, lemon, and ginger, either ginger root or candied ginger in tea. You'll feel so much better.
Yeah, I'm going to go dig around in my kitchen.
Go for it.
Cool.
Feel better.
Feel better.
Thanks a
Go
lot.
Take care of yourself.
Take care.
Have a great night.
Good
You
night.
too.
Right.
So, tomorrow night,
Yes,
of course.
for those just joining us, we are, what's the word? Abbreviating
Yeah.
the show tonight. Our guest wasn't feeling well. He just dropped out. I've got a sore throat, so yay.
But thanks to everybody who asked questions, who encouraged him. Subscribe to his channel and take a look at his book, which we got pinned to the top. Tomorrow night, last call. Netter and I, and Boomer, and returning special guest, let's face it, member of the family. Deleted Scenes. We will be talking about the next couple episodes of season 2 of Outer Range.
Love this show.
The one of which has been my favorite episode this season, possibly of the whole show. So I'm looking forward to it, and of course I will be drinking.
And
so,
if y'all have not seen it, if you like time travel type stories and weird stories, this is a perfect show for you to watch, because there's so much timey-wimey stuff going on there. You're like, wait, did that just happen?
yeah. But
Thank you, Nate. Yeah, I just have a little bit of a sore throat. I think it has to do with the fact that I was inhaling like a lot of dust and stuff today, so yeah, not fun.
But yeah, and one of the other things too is that we've been drawing correlations between thematic correlations, not direct correlations, between Outer Range and Twin Peaks, which of course I'll get to in a second. But Tuesdays over on Deleted Scenes, we've been talking about that. Saturday night, this Saturday, 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Big Al Presents, of course, is the Time Machine from I want to say 1960, I think.
Sounds about right.
And of course, as usual with our watch parties, I'll be providing the Cosme link. It'll be pinned to the top of the chat, so you can watch along with us. But let's face it, this is a classic film. You should definitely have that on physical media if you don't already.
Yep.
Sunday. Well, you know what? Wait. I always forget this on Thursday. Right after the stream tonight, you go over to Deleted Scenes channel so he can tell you about what he's got coming up for the whole weekend, right? Because it's the Week in Review over on Deleted channel. He'll tell you about what's it called? He's got the Western Cinema Presents with Outlaw Bill. He's got Unscripted. The Other Side of Midnight. He's going to tell you all about that kind of stuff.
He's got lots of stuff going on.
Wedged in the middle of that on Sunday, of course, over on Age of Boomers channel, we're going to be talking about not only do we have a lot of entertainment industry news, it's mostly financial news. And most of it's not good financial news, at least not for the companies. I think there's a lot of change happening in the industry, a lot of things that we've been predicting for a while that we'll be talking about. So that and a lot more on Geeky Geezers at 8 Central, 9 Eastern over on Age of Boomers channel. And then, I was right, 1960. Thank you, Deleted Scenes. Monday night at the movies. Did I decide? Deleted Scenes. If you can confirm Monday night, if you think you're going to be available, he wants to join us. We're going to be doing another double feature, but it's going to be Inception and What Dreams May Come. Again, kind of rounding out the whole dream sequence, dream films on the theme, because Netter happened to have a couple dream-related streams, so I figured I was going to get in on the deal. So,
sure, why not?
So Monday night at the movies, of course, Inception and What Dreams May Come. Will be joined by Deleted Scenes. Interesting. Not sure if there's any Singaporeans here, but just in case. Happy National Day to any Singaporeans. Well, there you go. Even if there aren't any, it's nice to hear that. Otherwise, we wouldn't have known, Sashi. Thank you, and happy National Day to you too.
Absolutely.
Well, the reason for that, Nate, is because Netter's already got Dreamscape scheduled for, I think it's next week on Saturday.
I'll tell you in a second. Yes, Dreamscape is next Saturday for me.
Yeah. So, yeah, there you go.
But you could do Monday as Inception if I'm doing Dreamscape.
That's what I just said. Inception and What Dreams May Come.
You did just say that.
Yes.
Duh.
And let's see. And of course, that brings us around to Tuesday, as I mentioned before. Live from Sparkwood and 21 on Deleted Scenes channel, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. We'll be watching episode 7 of The Return, and then doing our regular deep dive on that. There's a lot to digest when you watch an episode of Twin Peaks. That's Tuesday, and that brings us back around to next week Thursday, when your guest will be here on Netter's Network.
It will be. And I can talk, really, honestly.
Yeah.
Enigma Severus.
Enigma
There we
Severus. Yes, you have seen him in the chats. Maybe you've checked out his channel. If you haven't, hopefully you absolutely will by the end of the stream next week. And we will be, of course, sitting down and talking with him. And it will be wonderful.
It's going to be Osmo.
And I think that's all I've got this week. All I got to say, I'm done.
Are you sure now?
Well, I'm done until tomorrow.
Well, excuse me, there goes my cough now.
Yeah.
You guys all know what I say. I want to thank y'all for not just encouraging me and Troy and our guest on the panel, but encouraging everyone in the chat. You got our guest up to 630 subs. If there's anyone that hasn't subbed, I would appreciate if you'd go and sub to him, just to bring him up a little bit more, because he is so seriously undersubbed. I mean, he's got over 1,000 videos on his channel, and he only has 630 subs. It's like, it's seriously undersubbed.
Yeah.
So, I would appreciate it if you have not yet subbed, if you would please go over there and do that to encourage him further. It always encourages me when you guys encourage my guests. So thank you for that. And of course, y'all know what I always say. We can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well good and fun. But it's so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat, and you're dropping your comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. Hi, Sashi. It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room, enjoying each other's company and having a great time. And you guys, you're not just our friends. You're our family. And I really do mean that. I feel like you guys are family to me. You guys are so Osmo. You're so encouraging. I said you could be anywhere and you're here, and that's so encouraging. I love seeing you guys in all of our streams, and I hope that I'll see you tomorrow night over on Troy's channel. Speaking of Troy's channel, I haven't heard anyone come up with this yet, so if anyone can tell me the first time that I did that outro, I know it was on Troy's Friday Night Last Call. I just don't know when I started, because I want to see how I used to say it and how I'm saying it now, because I know it's changed. Because I might want to incorporate some of what I initially said into this, and because I'm always trying to say my goodbyes a little bit more better. Is that right words?
More better blues.
More better, yes. Because I want to encourage you guys, because everything that I say about you guys is from my heart. When I say that you guys are Osmo, I mean it. When I say you guys are family, I mean it. When I say we love you, I mean it. You are Osmo, you are family, and we do love you. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all that you do to encourage us and help our channels to grow. And until next time, good night.